Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode, folks. I'm back again in World of Warcraft and still in Stranglethorn Vale this time around. I reckon this will probably be the last time we're here. We're going to try and finish up what we have here in this episode. If not, I will probably make the next episode in another area. I did see there some ore that I would like to mine. It does look like I'll have to fight this cat for it. But before we do get into the video, I just wanted to thank everybody for their continued support with this series. It has been a bit of a challenge to make it. I'm not used to making series like this. And so I know a lot of people have watched them when they could, and so I do appreciate for your support on the episodes. And with this World of Warcraft series, it does mean a great deal to me. So with that being said, I would like to say basically that I think, in my opinion, this will be the last episode here in Stranglethorn Vale. We're going to move on to other areas. So I'm probably going to make this a bit of a fairly longish episode. We do want to try and get as much of the questing here complete. Now, what is nice about this area is, from my perspective at least, is that I have not had to do a lot of traveling to different areas to quest to level up. Now, I understand that, I suppose, from your perspective as a viewer, it might be a bit boring. Hopefully it's not too badly boring, but it does show that a area like Stranglethorn Vale does have a lot of potential for pulling in quite a few levels. Now, of course, one thing that has helped us with getting those levels has been, of course, the 50% XP boost, as well as doing the Scarlet Monastery runs, which again, I reckon this will be the last of them because, simply put, in all honesty, we have sort of outgrown that. So I'll be looking at other dungeons that I could potentially run. Now, we do have to do some questing in this area. We've got quite a few still to finish up. I will try and do as much as I can on this video. If not, I will probably finish off the last bits and pieces off camera, just so I don't do another episode here in Stranglethorn Vale. But the aim of the game is to, for the next episode, of course, try and show some other areas. Now, as I've said at the beginning of the section in Stranglethorn, I personally quite like it. It's not really something that bothers me that much. And it actually suits me to be able to do quests in an area like Stranglethorn Vale, where there are plenty of quests to do. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get some mana. As you can see, we are, again, as you probably are used to it by now, fighting creatures that are higher level than us. So every single time this happens, we do go through quite a bit of mana. Now, I don't know when this episode will come out. I've already started to fall behind with the episode. So what I mean by that is I'm aiming for an episode a day. However, as I do this, I do record more episodes, generally speaking, and so what happens is there's a bit of a build-up of episodes that I can or could potentially release. Now, if I do multiple episodes, sometimes YouTube doesn't like that, so I generally try and keep to one episode a day. We did meet there a guild member. He seems to just be happy sat there. I did wave at him just because, you know, he might acknowledge it, he might not, but he doesn't seem to. So we'll just crack on with fighting these dudes. And I do, to some extent, actually like when I fight things that are a bit bigger level than me, just because of the added XP. Now, of course, with the increase in the 50% of XP that we gain, overall, it does tell quite a bit. It does help quite a bit, if that makes sense. So, of course, it also means we're going to be missing hits, we're going to do less damage, and of course, it's going to be more challenging for us. But that's fine. A challenge is always good. I do like a decent challenge. Okay. Get some heals in, and then we're going to draw back another one of these dudes, or pull back another one of these dudes. I do need to be careful though. Some of them look quite quite dangerous, so I do need to make sure I pull them at a decent distance away, just in case they do try and run off. We don't really want them to aggro too many things, otherwise we'll be in a lot of trouble, so we don't want that to happen. Alright, let's have a look here. I'm just having a check out the spells and stuff like that. There's nothing much really that I can do. Okie dokie. I am also trying to preserve my mana as well. Yep, here we go. Our fellow guild member seems to have woken up from his meditation, I guess. I wonder if he's doing this quest or not. So I just might as well ask him if he is doing this quest. There's no point in us fighting over the same NPCs. Really not worth it. Might as well work together and get it done. Where's he gone to? Okay, he's going to go straight in, isn't he? So he is flagged for PvP. That means I need to be careful because that could potentially cause me problems if I do heal him. I don't really fancy any PvPing at this point in time. Might do it later when I'm maxed out. I'm just not a fan of PvP, personally speaking. It doesn't mean I don't indulge in it from time to time, but currently speaking, I came back to World of Warcraft for the player versus environment gameplay, not because of the PvP. So that is my opinion here. Okay, so this seemed to make things go a bit quicker here with all the kills. Oh well, at least that was an easy pull. Oh, hello. We have a Naga that has spawned behind us, so I might end up having to take aggro off of our friend here, Wotlk.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet.
He's doing quite good though. I'm still doing more damage than him, but then these guys are high level, so let me give him a couple of heals here. That'll do. Yeah, I just didn't want to get hit or interrupted whilst I get my spell off. There we go.
I don't have a target.
We do have a zombie there. I mean a troll. I do worry about him because he is quite high level. So definitely don't want to be fighting him by myself. I mean, I could probably do it, but I would rather not. I'll wait for Wotlk here to get himself some mana. And we'll see how we do with that guy. So, yeah. And as you see right here, I'm also now in PvP. You can tell that I'm in PvP. I've got a little marker above my level. And, yeah. That means if we get a horde player coming through. Yeah, so I was looking at his helmet, which is like the little spinny thing, which is kind of cool. I forgot this hat actually existed, just as a side note here. So I thought I might as well just have a little laugh with him. It's just like, it's supposed to be hypnotic and stuff. Anyways, going back to this, what I was saying, which I forgot what I was saying. Well, that sucks. Yeah, I need to be careful here. I don't really fancy dying. And this is a bit of a high level for me, high level area. I mean, I know it doesn't look like it's a lot, but it's still dangerous, and obviously it needs to be treated with care, really. I actually forgot that hat existed. I think it... I don't know. I think it's a cloth hat, isn't it? Oh, hello. He must have been away or something. Because, he wasn't really doing all that much, was he? There we go. And... Zanzil the Outcast. I hope he doesn't hurt too much. I mean, we are taking him down. Bear in mind, there's two of us. And as you can see, quite a few misses here. I'm having to stun him just so that it doesn't get hurt too bad. But then, there are two of us that are hitting him. Okay, come on. You can still hit me. That's really weird. Right, here we go. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's nice having someone help me DPS these guys down. Okay. The one thing about two-handed weapons is it can feel so long between hits. It's almost annoying at times. So if I were to just rely on the melee damage, I just feel really slow. So I have to actually be using some spells, which of course then that means I consume mana. So that does, of course, affect the amount of mana that I have, and so often I'll have to stop for mana, which kind of sucks. And I do have an ability to regenerate them, however, they need to hit me, and they hit pretty hard, and so I'm shortly gonna end up finding myself in a situation where I'm both out of mana and out of health at this point in time. That's probably more suited for a tank rather than me, a healer. So I don't really have a lot of abilities to mitigate damage. So see if we can share that quest, unless he hasn't got the ability to have it. Let me just quickly have a look around here. Everything's pretty red. We do have some greens and some yellow. We've got some amber there. I'm just trying to find the quest. There we go. Let's see. So it doesn't let me share it. Yep. Okay. I'm not sure if it doesn't let me share it because it's complete or because he's done it, or for some odd reason, yeah, it's not letting me share it. So, okay, some of them he's completed, which is interesting. I mean, I thought he would have known, but I guess sometimes you do get things mixed up. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. There's that many things that you do in the game, and if he's been also mixing it up with PvP, it wouldn't be a big surprise if he has already done it. So, granted, this is a very high level, so if he would have done it, it wouldn't have been anytime soon. Alright, we've got one dude right there. I'm not going to try and pull too many of these guys, so I do need to be careful with what I do here, otherwise it will hurt. And I do also, of course, place curses. Luckily, I'm a paladin and I can dispel them and kind of heal my way through them, so it's really not that big a problem. It does annoy me when they do run off though. I really don't like it. Don't know what's going on here. Why everything froze. So he says he doesn't remember it. I'm not sure if this is a error in the game, if he's actually done it and maybe forgotten about it. It's a possibility. It wouldn't surprise me. Now, I do like the fact that apparently the troll's trying to get out of range, but he's still within range of the axe when I do that spin attack. I'm not gonna lie, I've said it in a previous video, but personally speaking, I really do like this axe, and it does drop off of the Scarlet Monastery dungeon, so it's pretty cool. In terms of utility for the axe, I don't know how much utility I'd give it. I probably wouldn't give it that much utility when it does do that. It's very useful in situations where you have a lot of enemies around you. That, yes, is indeed very useful. However, most often when questing, we don't have a lot of enemies. If anything, it's a bit more annoying, especially when you start running off and have to manually cancel it and then try and chase the enemy. And there isn't really any kind of ranged attack on the Paladin, which I think this is one of the things that I find a bit disappointing. Really, it would help the Paladin class if there was some form of ranged ability where we could pull from a distance, even if it's just a simple thing as making pulls. But yeah, it would be nice. At the moment though, really, I don't have any ability to do that. We can't equip bows, crossbows or guns, so that makes it even more difficult. And I mean, on the Paladin, a thing like a gun, a crossbow and whatnot, definitely, just like on the warrior really, it wouldn't be a DPS type of item, but it would help if we had something like that. Maybe there is something that comes in later, but I don't really know. We'll have to wait and see. Once again, time to get a nice little drink. Get some food going with it. Might as well. As for the next zone, I'm going to be honest and say I don't really know where I should be going. I guess I'll figure that out when I get to that point. There are actually quite a few areas that I haven't visited that I wouldn't mind visiting. Of course, we're going to try, I say try being a keyword there, we're going to try and get through leveling as quick as possible, just because I want to make sure that I'm ready for Northrend. That's the thing. That's what I want to aim for. That's what I want to be ready for. Of course, I'll definitely get to the level before Northrend goes live. But what I mean by that, I do also have professions that I need to max out. So cooking is going to be quite important. There are some really good food buffs that we can get from cooking as a result of cooking, so that'll cost money. The only way I'm going to level that one up is with money. Then hopefully I'll have sufficient gold. At the moment I'm being really stingy because I have absolutely nothing for gold apart from what you see. This is the only character, so every little counts right now. I hope leveling up cooking isn't that expensive, because if it is, we're going to have a problem here. Bear in mind, I think towards the end of enchanting it will probably cost me money to finish up enchanting. We'll see exactly how things work. That's another thing that I need to keep in mind. And yeah, so we want professions fully done. I was thinking what would be nice is to have, and I think when the Death Knight comes out, I will definitely be making a Death Knight. I'm thinking with the Death Knight, I'll probably go blacksmithing and mining. Obviously, mining is required for blacksmithing, I would say. I might want some other additional characters. What would be nice to have would be a character maybe with tailoring. Tailoring does help with the bags. I think it's bags that we get from well, apart from a couple of other things, but from tailoring we do get bags, decent sized bags, and I think that's the way I want to go about it. If you buy them from the auction house, they're really expensive, and I think tailoring will be one of those things that I might need to look at putting in terms of professions on other characters. So maybe that's something to look at. Maybe that's what I'll do. No, the world that I'm going to do, I've kind of decided to go herbalism and alchemy, and so I need another one with tailoring. Now, don't really know what to mix up with tailoring. I might do jewel crafting tailoring and jewel crafting, but then I'll have to somehow fund jewel crafting to be leveled up, which could potentially again be quite expensive. Jewel crafting and mining would work quite well, but then I have 2 miners, so that's kind of decent-ish. And I don't have to... maybe tailoring and leatherworking. But then what do I get from leatherworking? Really not that much. Or I could do tailoring and skinning. So the skinning would probably fund the tailoring on that character. Or the other thing is, I'm thinking maybe tailoring and jewel crafting. I was going to say tailoring and weaponsmith. Is that a thing? I just can't remember. Do we... yeah, I'll have to have a look into that. But at this moment, it does look very much like tailoring and jewel crafting. Jewels will be needed, particularly gems to put in sockets. And so if I get that done, then that should cover all my enchanting and buffs that I need. Also potions as well from the character that will have the ability to do potions. So that's one thing to look at. There we go. We're doing quite good. Quite a bit of progress here with this quest. It has felt a bit slow to me, to be honest, but I've enjoyed it. Especially seeing that I've had Pope Dope here to help me with taking down the targets. It does make a big difference. Of course, this seems to be one of those low drop rate quests. And I don't know if how much time I'll spend in Stranglethorn with other characters. I might spend a decent amount of time here, but to be honest, there is a lot of quests that you can do in Stranglethorn. I might mix up though Stranglethorn with other areas for future characters when I do level them up. There we go. Get a heal off and get this dude. Okay. I mean, it's kind of the same thing here. We're just basically hitting people across the face with our wonderful red and black axe. And I am taking reduced damage thanks to Pope Dope's bubble that we get. We still take a bit of damage, but it does make a big difference in how often I have to heal. Heal. Yeah, well, you know what I meant. There we go. Choppity choppy to the face. And we gotta cancel that one because it's annoying now. Thing is though, what's quite cool is you can actually loot with that ability to spin, that spin attack that you get from the axe, which is kind of cool to some extent. I don't know how he loots, but it is possible. Right, I'd like to pull that zombie. Problem is, I don't want to fight Chucky 10 thumbs. Okay. And we got a nice buff here from a druid. So I guess in my defense, I guess I could say I appreciate it. It does help to some extent. Oh, we're getting some help here taking down this NPC here. I mean, I wasn't really struggling. Might as well give you a buff because I can do that. In the past, I've not really had characters that I could buff with. Oh, you've just kind of got yourself flagged in PvP. Yeah, I'm guessing Pope Dope likes to live on the edge here. I think he's probably chosen to be in PvP. His choice, I guess. That, of course, does also mean that every time I do heal him or buff him, I'll be flagged in PvP. So I just need to be careful with that. Hopefully we don't come across any high level horde players that like to grief people. That's kind of my worry. Fighting a group or another player of the same level in PvP doesn't really bother me. It's when you get griefers, and personally speaking, I don't want to be dealing with that. I'm gonna be careful here with the pulls, just because I don't want to become overconfident here. Don't want to put myself in any unnecessarily dangerous situations. So I guess at this point in time, I might as well just say that I am really enjoying World of Warcraft. It's definitely brought back a lot of memories, and I think, I mean, I know things will change, right? I know things will get better as I play and progress through the game. There's a lot of grinding ahead that still needs to be done, but right now, every time I look at my inventory, I realize how poor I actually am. And that is the honest truth. I am actually quite poor. But this isn't going to be something that lasts. I'm going to have to run off here because I need to heal. And I don't really have mana to cope with this guy. So I'm going to have to lose his aggro. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. The only issue I had there is mana, or lack of it, to be honest, because I didn't have any mana. I'm just going to go and have a little sip here next to Pope Dope, or close enough, I guess. He is in an area where things do spawn, so I don't really want to be chancing that. I don't want to waste anything here. I'm going to have to be a bit greedy. But going back to what I was saying, I know that once I get a couple of characters up, generally in the past the way I've done it is I've had professions on multiple characters that kind of helped all of my classes. So normally, for example, say my bag situation isn't great, and it's going to be like this for a long time until I get someone with tailoring in terms of characters that can actually craft the bags. I don't want to spend hundreds of gold at the auction house for good bags that have a lot of space. And so what I used to do is I'd create a character with tailoring just to help myself in that department. Now, of course, once I've created enough bags to kind of supply all of my characters, then what I would do is I would make more bags and sell them at the auction house. They sell for a decent amount of money. Now, I don't remember exactly how difficult they are to create, both from the perspective of the materials needed, as well as time element. Now, I do remember, and granted this was for epics, I think, do correct me if I'm wrong, but with certain epics or certain bits of gear, you could only create one a week. I think it was epics. I don't know if that's still a thing. I mean, they sold for a lot of gold. You'd create one of those, you'd make an absolute fortune on it. Obviously, selling it or finding a seller for it was also a challenging type of thing to do, because you have to repost it over and over and over again, and not everybody's going to have that amount of gold to dispose of. So, but eventually you do make up a lot of money. Now, in the first instance, there will be a lot of gold going into leveling up professions, but once you get them to the maximum level, they start paying for themselves and for all the money that you put in to level them up. I think engineering was one of the most difficult professions I remember being there. Yeah, it's probably the best way of putting it. It's definitely one of the most difficult professions that I remember. It's just because it required so many things from so many other classes that they crafted just to get stuff done. But I think engineering had the, I suppose, luxury of making their own mounts, so to speak. I think tailoring has that as well. They can do like a flying carpet. I don't know if they can do it in the Outlands or in Burning Crusade. I think it's in the Burning Crusade, but I think it's also quite expensive to make a flying carpet mount. I remember that engineering had like a chopper type of thing that they like helicopter, but also in Outland, if I'm not mistaken, they had a helicopter jet type of thing that they could build. That was the flying mount, and they could do a chopper type of bike, and you could carry another person with you on the side. It had like a little sidecar. That was pretty cool. I remember taking my friend in that and just kind of wandering about and doing stuff. And yeah, it kind of suited both of our needs in the sense of he didn't have to follow me. He could just be AFK and that stuff, and I could kind of pull him along with me. I have very vague memories. I don't really remember what we used to do, but I remember taking him all over the place and stuff. And now I also remember that in Outlands there were mounts that could carry either multiple people. I think one that can carry 3 people. It's very difficult to get, which I'm going to kind of work towards or try to. Also has a repair vendor on it, which is pretty cool, and a merchant. So that just means you don't have to find a merchant every time your bag's full. You just mount up, do what you need to do, unmount, and just crack on with what you're on, pretty much, which is really good for farming, really. Okay. We're back here again. I feel like I've done this before. Alright, see if I can... see, I don't have anything at range, and I don't want to just run in there because bad things will happen. Now, this dude apparently spawns in these skeletons, which actually hit pretty hard. This might not be a very good thing to do. Okay. These skeletons are annoying. Oh yeah. This might not be a very good thing. Oh wow, he just spawns in loads of these things, doesn't he? Oh wow. Huh. Oh wow. Well, there's the answer. Really, we should have tried to pull him towards us so we can actually take him down quickly. I did not know he spawns in this many things. Don't these things despawn? Ouch. They really hurt. I mean, to be fairly honest, the first time... I feel like we fought him before, didn't we? First time we did that, he didn't do that, or maybe didn't get a chance to do it. I'm not sure, but that was definitely really weird. He does spawn in a lot of things. So, yeah, I guess he'd be difficult for any player to solo, really. Well, time to get some mana here. And, of course, also rebuff. Oh, yeah. Of course, we also need some health. So I think, oh well, we're getting some stuff from Pope Dope here. We are kind of sat in one another. That sounds really weird. But that is physically what is happening. Now, one of the things I remember, right, when I first started playing World of Warcraft, I get the logic of it now, and I guess I got the logic of it then, is when characters kind of went through each other. You can't do that with NPCs. I don't think. Can you? I mean, you can. Yeah, no, you can. So, I'm trying to think of how to explain this one because it's a bit kind of difficult. It's basically the fact that you can go through other characters and players. I never got that. I never, you know, I didn't like it. That's the word. I got it. Clearly, it's a thing in the game. There's not much I can do about it. But I never liked it back in the day. At least for about a year or two when I played the game. I always thought it was really weird that you can just kind of phase through other NPCs and players. I now get why they did that. Sometimes things can get quite crowded. And so say if you're trying to go or use a ship to travel from one place to another, and that place gets overcrowded, if the characters have hitboxes that you can't get past, it's gonna be difficult to achieve that. Same thing, say if there's a quest giver that everybody wants to get the quest off of, and then they start just going AFK, and you're not going to be able to actually pick up that quest. I can see why they chose to make the hitbox in such a way where you can actually phase it through other characters. I mean, the hitbox is still there because you're getting hit, but it doesn't act like a barrier to prevent you from walking through NPCs and other players. And yeah, initially I didn't like that, but I guess at the time I also played games that had that mechanic, and so I never got it. And I guess I understand now. You know, that could be used as a way to grief people. You could get like a group of people and just kind of huddle around a let's say an important quest giver and prevent people from picking up the quest. So that sort of solves that problem. And I'm fine with it now. It doesn't really bother me, but yeah, back in those days, yeah, it did bother me to some extent. Yeah, so Pope Dope might potentially, I don't know if he's waiting for something, chatting with somebody or what. There we go, there's our level. But he does seem to fall behind quite a bit. I guess I am appreciating the fact that we are getting some help from time to time. It's not just me that has to take them down. Of course, it is making the quest doubly long just because, of course, we have to pick up items off these NPCs. And, well, as you've seen, and as I know to be quite true, I am not very lucky. Okay, so I'm just going through my spell book here because I have gained a new ability as a result of my talent, so I'm quite keen to test it out. So, okay, it has a decent range on it. It does act as an attack from afar. It does use up a bit of mana. Also, I think it should heal from what I am reading in the tooltip. Okay. I mean, the heal isn't great, and the damage isn't, I don't know, that great either, but it's something. It's a new ability, and yeah, I'm going to cherish it. I finally have something to use from afar on enemies, so I might end up making more use of that than I expect, to be honest. So yeah, I'm glad we got that. So I am doing quite alright with the levels that I've got. I'm looking forward to exploring a new zone that is absolutely going to be amazing. Now that I just leveled up, might as well try and fight these guys off and see how I actually deal with them. I'm going to pull this dude a bit further away just because we don't want any problems with regards to aggroing other characters there. Let's see how we actually cope, both from a mana perspective. I'm going to try and exactly try this, you know. It does eat my mana really quickly. But I guess that could be an extra damaging ability, which shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I mean, if I were not to pay attention to how quickly I drain my mana, I could definitely do good damage with it, but yeah, I would only have a very limited amount of usages that I would get from it just because of how much mana it eats up. Now, maybe later on, it might level itself out to the point where it is feasible to use it frequently as an attack, or, you know, switch it between an attack and a heal. Definitely is nice to have that because it is an instant heal. Otherwise, I would have two types of heals locked away behind a cast bar, which is a bit, you know, if you need a quick heal. I mean, as you can see, it's not locked away between behind a cast bar, but it is locked away between, I'd say, a decent cooldown timer. So the timer it takes between usage, yeah, it's decent. But it is an instant heal, so that would definitely make a significant difference in my ability to heal. I think I'm going to use it as an emergency heal in dungeons. It's one of those things, it's not a big heal. It's a fairly small kind of heal, but it is instant, so that could buy me a couple of extra seconds to get off a big heal on, say, for example, the tank, in the scenario where the tank's taking a lot of damage. So definitely helpful. And it also doubles as an attack spell. So yeah, it's probably going to get some usage later on if we can get sufficient mana for it. That's the catch. Okay. I have lost count of how many times I've gone around this place. And here's the funny thing, even with 2 players though, it's still tedious and it's still taking quite a fair amount of time to actually do this quest, you know? It's still... I'm looking at the clock now. I thought I'd be doing this a lot quicker. But yeah, just one quest. We are, what, 40 minutes into it, still grinding out the same quest. And I think I'm going to keep this episode like this just to kind of show what quests are like. Now, I don't know what changes the pre-patch and Wrath of the Lich King will bring. And I'm sure they'll have quests with low drop rates. But this, well, this tops it. It's one of those things. I think I'll keep it for the purposes of memories, as a reminder of, you know, this is what a low drop rate quest was like, in case they change it, of course. They might not, you know. And I guess another thing that's adding to the time is the fact that we are basically trying to feed 2 mouths, so to speak. So we have 2 players working on the same quest, trying to get the same items off NPCs, and those items seem to be low drop rate items, which, yeah, well, it is what it is, isn't it? So I do need one more item. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's not really anything here to kill for the item, as much as I would enjoy it. I mean, not killing it, but getting the item is... I should be more specific when I say stuff like that, just so there isn't any misunderstanding. But then, I am me, and yeah, I make mistakes often. So, it's just what it is. I guess we just wait it out now. I didn't realize we killed everything out like this. Well, and the thing is, it's just been me here and Pope Dope that we've been farming this area, and we seem to have run out of NPCs. Now, they will respawn eventually. It just seems to be taking some time. So I guess we just sit here and admire the view and scenery in a beautiful night sky. Why not, you know? We do have a nice, wonderful... blue color on the night sky, so totally might as well enjoy that. Okay, we are getting spawns back in. Yeah, might as well rebuff here because it does help when we do regen some mana. Come on.
Still recharging.
The item drop has been that rare to to my eyes. I don't even know if that made sense. But I've seen it. Basically, what I'm trying to say is I've seen the item that was supposed to get off of them that rarely that I kind of almost forgot what it looks like. I haven't forgotten what it looks like. It looks like a green bottle flask type of thing. But yeah, it's definitely a difficult one to get, and my inventory is full, so I'm probably gonna have to go and empty out some stuff. I do want to keep the things that are expensive and try and vendor them off. We did accidentally pull 2 of these guys. Luckily, there's nothing really scary about Chucky 10 thumbs. It doesn't do anything special, to be honest, so there is a sigh of relief in that department. Come on, down you go, buddy. Yes! Oh. Yes, it is done. Oh yes, the relief. Well, on the bright side though, it should yield good XP, so, you know, all of that torturous grind will play to our benefit in the end. Hey, check this out, right? What can I throw? I don't need that. And I think that'll do. I'm not going to keep these. I should really sell them at the auction house. I tell you, I might as well ask if he needs any of these. So that's what I'm doing. I mean, I completed the quest a long time ago, so yeah. Okay, he doesn't need any. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is... Oh, that's an option. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day here for now. And I'm going to go get some stuff cleaned up out of my inventory. Hand in the quest. And you know what? I'm going to be honest here. Whilst I did make the quest a bit longer, or longer than I expected it to be, I do actually appreciate the team up. I think it would have been a lot more tedious if I was by myself. I still would have done it. It's just, it would have been so much more tedious. And with that said and done, we are going to... Oh, hello. Does he need any help? There we go. So I'm trying to kind of get rid of things that don't really bring any coinage in our purse. We do want our purses to be heavy, if possible. But yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do some more quests off camera, finish off what I've got here. I mean, you kind of got the idea of what we are up for. And then once I'm done, I'll see you guys in a different zone. With that being said and done, that is pretty much it for this episode, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it. Actually, I'm here. Okay. We do have a quest here, so might as well try and pick that up. I will have, of course, to kite this guy. I was going to end the episode, honestly. But I tell you what, might as well include this little bit in and then end the episode after that. And to my luck, they still hit pretty hard. And they still parry, which is annoying. Parries, resists, miss. Every time they do that, it just means basically I've wasted an ability. And if it's an ability that costs mana, well, that translates into wasted mana. There we go, resist. Okay. Gonna have to spam some heals here. Parry. These guys don't want to go down, do they? Well, tell you what, I'm gonna use my heals here. I'm gonna top up on mana anyway, so might as well just waste the rest of my mana. That way it doesn't feel like I'm basically being wasteful on the mana drinks. You know, it makes it feel like I'm actually needing to use it. But yeah, who knows? I think at some point in the future, maybe I'm hoping would like to hope that our mana usage becomes a bit more, what's the word? More efficient. I need to carefully pull these dudes. I don't want to fight all of them if I don't think I have a choice, you know. I just need John the Crow. So I'm being careful here with the pull. I do know these guys like to pull runners, so I'll just bring them up back here. Should kind of give me the sufficient clearance that I need to chase him down if he does want to run off or use some abilities. So again, it is nice that we have the stun. Useful in dungeons. You can stun bosses and you can stun creatures. Not useful in single player simply because if you stun and then wait to auto attack something, I suppose in my case with a two-handed axe that has a long or a big timer between attacks, it's really not useful. Most often the stun will go away before I'm to use my axe. If the creature's intent on running away, it's going to run away, and so therefore I will miss. So that means for me to make the stun effective, I need to use an ability after the stun, basically resulting in mana usage. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Okay, I am gonna have to fight you. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna line of sight you right here. I know, like that. Get you to come after me. How are you still hitting me through walls? What the heck? There we go. That wall is really annoying. I should have broken line of sight and got you to come out here. That is really annoying. See, right now, I'm going to have to heal before I actually attack him. Again, costing me mana. This is World of Warcraft. Okay, Zanzil Witch Doctor. And we have a hunter coming this way. Oh, do not run too far. That's fine. You can run in that direction. I'm going to have to stun you. See, this is what I mean. Exactly what I was telling you with the runners stroke stunts. Now, luckily, the NPC kind of ran in my direction. I could probably deal with you. We're going to have to be quick here, though. And the reason behind that is we don't want things to respawn, and we've already taken it quite slow, so there is a chance for creatures to respawn. So we're going to have to speed it up a tad bit. Because we also still need to top them on mana. Now I'm hoping that things don't spawn on top of us, and that I think I'm going to have to pull the guy that we need to fight at a fair distance, just to kind of give myself that gap to make sure that I'm actually safe. Right, we're going to need to. There is no other option. So John the Crow. Did I call him Cow before? Or Crow? Well, it's John the Crow, Cow, whatever. It's only a letter difference, isn't it? There we go, that'll do. Can I pull... Can I get him without actually pulling everything else? Yes. Okay, he's brought a friend. That's fine, that's fine. Just gonna have to use some extra abilities here just to kind of give myself the upper hand. I hope I'll be alright here. So that is my prayer right now. Well, John the Crow is going down mighty quickly, but we are definitely following in his shoes, or were. I did get that heal off, although We are soon to follow. And, right, okay. Let's quickly deal with this Zanzil zombie. On the bright side, my health isn't going down as badly as when I was fighting both of them at the same time. So, and there goes my mana. Yeah. Okay, zombie's not backing out, so that's fine. But I'm barely hitting the zombie, so that really was not useful to me. There we go. We got what we needed, and yeah, that's it. We've completed this part of the quest here.
It's not ready yet.
There might be another little sack that I need to get. I'm going to call them sacks from now on, just because. Okay. Well, it does help. I guess it has helped me clear out the area if I pull out the zombie. I think I can fight the Naga there without too much of a worry. So we've got Mari, Club, Blue, Wilkins. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not going to happen in this video. I thought I could do it, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's just because there's quite a few things to fight through, and I don't want to make it too long. But you guys get the idea of what is going on. We're just basically going to have to be careful, pulled, clear. Oh, hold on. I might be able to do it. It's a matter of what these guys are doing. So I'm obviously referring to the person in front of us, the hunter. Okay. This might be a thing. Give my... Okay, maybe not. That is not what I expected. Right, okay. I did not expect to aggro them. I guess we're going to be doing it. Or attempting to do it. Better said. I'm not... Oh, hello. Getting help from the hunter here. Oh, balls. 3 of them on me. This is not good. Thank God that the hunters decided to pick up that dude. I'm going to need a heal here. Ooh. Getting mighty tight. Oh, thank you for that trap. That actually will buy me sufficient time to do this. Holy light. Beautiful. Now that was a lucky escape.
Inventory is full.
That's fine. I got what I wanted. Oh, that's a gold. Definitely not what I wanted. So I'm going to have to drop something here. It's going to have to be some pages, because as you can see right here, I've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages in my inventory that are taking up a lot of space.
I can't use that
So
item yet.
definitely going to have to make some space. I don't really want to throw the pages because someone else might need them. It might just be that one really rare drop page. So I think I'm going to try to pass them on to the guild somehow, just in case people might need it for their quest. And yeah. So with all that said and done, I am going to end this video here. I will finish off the rest of the things here in Stranglethorn Vale and then head off to another region. And so that is where we will meet up in the next episode. I do appreciate your time and the time that you have taken to spend here with me, and hopefully you have enjoyed this episode. And if you made it all the way to the end, you guys are absolutely amazing, and I just wanted to thank you for your support. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Until then, stay safe, folks.